Thanks for listening to For Crying Out Loud on Podcast One.
Hello, this is your apartment. I need some favors from you. Your cat keeps rubbing against the kitchen island, and I can't return the favor. Can you give her extra pets for me? After that, could you bundle your renters and car insurance with Geico? We could save money, and it's easy to do online. And one last thing. Could you leave the TV on during the day? I need to catch up on my soaps.
Geico. For bundling made easy, go to geico.com today.
Things I thought could never happen. Me in a punk band?
What?
We Are Lady Parts, a new original comedy streaming only on Peacock.
A confused mix of hash anthems and sour girl power. Syra, vocals. Aisha, drummer. Bisma, bassist. Mumtaz, band manager. And me, Amina, lead guitar.
You were really good until you puked all over the front row. Ew.
We Are Lady Parts, all episodes streaming now. Only on Peacock.
Hey, we got a great show for you today. Actually, it was a really good show. It was fun. We talked about our getting vaccinated. We talked about arguments with our spouses. And what
Allison Rosen's your new best friend?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But do you own or rent your home?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, I bet it can be hard work. But you know what's easy? Bundling policies with Geico. Geico makes it easy to bundle your homeowners or renters insurance along with your auto policy. And it's a good thing, too, because you already have so much to do around your home. So go to geico.com, get a quote, and see how much you could save. It's Geico Easy. Visit geico.com today. That's geico.com.
1/3 of all murder cases in America remain open.
He had told me that if I opened my eyes, he would slit my throat.
Each one is called a cold case.
The DNA evidence taken from the victim was a match. The Linden rapist was at it again.
Based on the hit A&E television program.
A phone call is placed, one that changes a family's life forever.
Cold Case Files, the podcast.
If you could see the fire in his eyes, he screamed at me, "You want it? Get your tape recorder out."
Get new episodes of Cold Case Files every Tuesday on Podcast One, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and anywhere you listen to podcasts.
Made a decision. I'll face the sunny side head on. I had a vision of what it might be like.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to For Crying Out Loud.
It's a big show today. Big show.
Big show. Big kasha. Lots to talk about.
Oh, my gosh.
You want to say hi to our peeps first?
I do. Let me get my paper out.
And I'll tell you why I'm all, woo!
It's a new month. Are you... Okay, let's say hi to our people. We got Elizabeth Williamson. That's the one
She's
that
got too many kids.
So many kids. Athena Ginchard. We love her.
She's got a lot of makeup.
A lot of makeup.
Thank you, Athena. That was really... That was a lot. That was so nice of you. Thank you.
Julia Gulia
didn't send us anything, but
nothing.
Still waiting. Still time.
Polly, Mrs. Butterworth, Dina, heart emoji, Ramirez, Carrie Soberry. What a bitch!
Because she doesn't send us anything either. The fuck
dare you, Carrie? Valerie,
hand it out of the park, Fenwick.
Kelly, Lutha, Vandros. I'm going to keep saying that.
Sing that song.
Until she
How's your house? Until she changes her name.
Yes, Kelly. That's your fault. Kiro Yamashita. What's up, Hero?
What's up, Hero?
Your kids love you, which makes us really jealous. Krista, get the strap.
Where's the strap
Colleen
already?
Skater Girl, Gabby, and Missy.
Oh, boy.
They had some cream of wheat this morning, so
yeah,
they're back on my good side. But
okay,
they're walking the line.
Okay.
Stephanie Stinker Rinker, Ishan
Vajpayee,
Now I talk to her like she's a dog. It's not even like she's so cute. It's like, we're little kitty catty. We're so cute. Kelly Brandt.
She is your aunt. Yes, definitely. She'll give you good advice. She'll give you gum at the bottom of her purse.
Take you for your first abortion.
I was just going to say that. Well,
sorry,
right.
Kelly. That's putting words in your mouth.
I'm an aunt, and I did. Yeah.
Angie Saldivar. What's up? Angie
up?
has some. Let me tell you something about Angie. Okay. You know what? Remind me to bring up something about Angie.
Okay.
Later in the show.
Okay, Kaylin, make a note of that, please.
Got it.
Maybe It might have to be Patreon, which would be fine because I have 2 things for Patreon today. So now it's going to be a Sophie's choice between the Angie Saldivar dirt and Mike Boudet.
Oh!
Michelle McKibben. What's up, Michelle? Amy Cunt.
Amy.
Aaron
You're not
Land.
Oh.
Alicia.
Escalante.
Leslie. Why?
Why?
Why cough? Because COVID.
Stop coughing.
Sarah
Stefano.
And Amanda and Casey. What's up, bitches?
2 for prices of 1.
Yep. Okay. Why are you so
woo? Well, remember last Monday where I thought I got rickrolled? I don't know why I use that. When I thought I was going to go get the vaccine, and then I was reading about it, and I was like, oh, I don't qualify yet. Who am I?
Oh, right.
Remember that?
At the doctor's office, yeah.
I got an email that said, hey, because you're our patient of ours, we're giving out vaccines next week. Pick a time slot.
Right.
I did. And then I never got a confirmation email.
Right.
So Sunday night, the night before, I was looking for it, and I was like, maybe I didn't get in for something. And then I look at it, at the wording, and it said, I still can't remember if you're in good standing, something like, if you're a patient, basically if you're still a current patient is what they said.
Right.
And I was wondering if they thought of me as a patient because I didn't think of them as my doctor because I only went to them I think once or twice, and then I was out
right.
because they were a little too bougie for me.
Right.
Okay. Then
it's like when somebody thinks that they're your boyfriend, but
right.
you don't think they're your boyfriend.
Right.
Because you went on one date with them.
That's what it was. So they still said, but I didn't get you would think because you put in the time slot, I'm coming for a vaccine, they would at least give you a confirmation. So they didn't. So I was like, I don't qualify yet. I think I got to wait until the April 1st or whatever, which was only in 3 days.
Right.
So I was like, whatever. Okay. So I go home after that day. We record. I go home, check on the kids who are home by themselves because Adam and I are both at work. They're home pretending to be online
Zoom.
on
Right.
Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
Pretending.
Right.
And they're starving. So I take Sonny out to lunch and I'm taking my time with him. Having a nice time, go for a walk, go home. And then I pull into the driveway at our house. Bring! It's 4:20. So the time slot I put was 4:09 was the time slot they said. At 4:20, stoners, I got a phone call and they were like, hey, this is Dr. So-and-so's office. Where the hell are you? Are you coming for your vaccine? And I was like, whoa, what? What? I thought I never got a confirmation email. And she goes, that's strange. And I go, so I didn't think, because I'm only 50, I didn't think I thought I'd have to. And they go, no, if you're in the area, you could still come. And I was like, oh hell yeah, I'll be there in a minute. I was like 15 minutes.
Right.
And it was still close. So I drove like a bat out of hell and got there, and they didn't ask for ID or anything. They just go, oh, good, Lynette, you made it. Yeah. And there was 2 other people there, around my age, and I just went in and by the way, why didn't I post it? I took a little video of her giving me the shot, and as I was doing the video, I go, how many people take selfies of themselves when you're giving them the shot? She goes, oh yeah, a lot of people do it all the time. And then I'm waiting for it. She's done. I didn't even feel it.
Oh, nice.
It had the Moderna shot. I didn't feel shit. I was like, oh, wait a minute, you're done? Anyway, she's like, yeah. And then she goes, stay here for a few minutes to see how you do. And I did. And then she gave me my card that said, come back in 2 weeks. And done. That was it.
And did you have any side effects?
No side effects.
Me neither.
My arm might have felt a little sore.
Other than arm hurting, I had no side effects.
That's it. And the only way I felt it is when I was turned over on my left side to go to sleep.
Yeah, me
then
too.
I was like, oh, there it is. Forgot about that. That's it. But I hear with Moderna, what'd you get?
I got Moderna. So, and then I couldn't book my
second appointment.
It took me.
You want to go to my doctor?
Back to the place where I went. Well, so here's the thing. I basically am still getting it. I'm getting it at a CVS, but I have to drive out to Montebello unless I can find a closer appointment. No, because I originally got my shot at this place, Kedron, which was downtown. But in order to get the second vaccine, if I didn't want to go to Kedron and stand in line again all day, I had to try to get a spot at CVS for a second dose.
Oh.
So I kept looking for spots, and then a week later, I finally put in if today's the day I got the vaccine. So I'm getting my shot a week later, which is actually fine because I do on a Monday.
Okay.
But now I'm going to get it on a Friday.
Okay.
Which is better.
Yeah.
I don't need to do it at the beginning of my busy week just in case I get side effects.
Totally.
So I'm getting it on a Friday, and then if I need to feel sick on the weekend, that's fine.
Well, that's smart. Now I should look up my date.
Yeah, but I have to drive to Montebello. But I'm hoping I don't have side effects.
Yeah, I know.
Is it possible? I don't know if everybody has side effects from the second shot of Moderna or just.
I know. I don't know. And so now LB got her shot, right? But she got the Pfizer.
She got Pfizer.
Okay.
But she's
16. Yeah.
So she gets her next shot in 2 weeks.
Right.
So Moderna, it's a month. Pfizer, it's 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, 3 weeks.
Right.
So, in 2 weeks, she'll get her second shot and she'll be fully vaccinated.
And Natalia is chomping at the bit. Like, we went out to dinner last night, and all she talked about was like, so how come LB got vaccinated? Because she's 16. I thought she's like the same age as us. No. She's like, all right, but how come so-and-so's brother got vaccinated? Because he's 16. Like, she's dying to get – she goes, you don't understand, Mom. When we play these games at these tournaments, these girls – I don't want to say from where, but these girls in a certain conservative part of the state of California, whenever they play them, their masks are like off their faces down at their chins.
Right.
And she's like, and I have to stand face to face. She's front and center, middle hitter. She has to stand with her hands up with face to face with their middle hitter. And she's like, she's like breathing on me and I can't, and we have a tournament coming up. She's like, there's no way I can get vaccinated before the tournament. I was like, no. She's like, I don't want to play them. She's scared.
I feel like there are plans to open it up for younger kids.
Probably. And I'm like, listen, Natalia, you get it, you'll be all right. But like, she's like, but why do we have to risk it? Can't you just find a place that takes teenagers under 16? I was like, it doesn't work like that.
I know it's a hard thing, but I guess it hasn't been tested enough on younger kids. But I do feel, I mean, look, I don't want to.
Shouldn't it go by weight?
I don't want to spread disinformation, but it does seem like younger people do much better with COVID. Now, listen, I am not. Do not quote me on this.
Yeah, of course. Don't quote us on anything.
They could have long-term effects, of course, but I think it's more important for the adults in their life to be vaccinated so that if they get it, we don't get it.
Right.
Because we're more at risk. That's my feeling about it.
So
I got LB vaccinated because I could.
Right.
And so she feels better.
Right.
She now feels like – but a lot of her friends have had COVID.
Right.
And it wasn't
okay.
horrible.
Yes.
I mean, is it great?
Right.
But –
right.
I think LB had it, as I told you.
Yeah.
And I think it was like she had a bad cold for a week.
Yeah.
Last March.
Right. She probably did have it. Yeah. Interesting.
So today I'm on Allison Rosen is your new best friend.
Yes.
She had me. She's lovely. She had me as a guest. And
that's awesome.
Yeah.
You got good – and we got good feedback, right?
Yeah. People seem to like it.
It just came out today, and I was right before we came, like I just looked on Facebook just to see what's doing on our page. And that was the first thing, like, you were great on the initials that they put, Allison Rosen's your new AUR or whatever. Anyway, they said that you were –
that fast.
I can't know. But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There was great feedback. That's nice. I'm glad you did that.
Yeah. I asked you if I could.
I thank you. You didn't have to, but
first I asked Kaylin, and he's like, "Yeah, I had asked you at the same time, though." To be fair to myself,
Kaylin, though.
Just kidding. He's like, people from Adam's show go on there.
Yeah,
I
totally.
Just wasn't sure. I didn't.
That was nice of you to ask.
And she asked the questions.
Yeah, I bet
she talked about.
She's a great interviewer. I was on her show.
Oh, you were?
Yeah.
When?
Right after – no, I'm kidding. No, before when she had her show here. When she was doing her show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, to be totally honest, you and I we're our own thing.
Right.
And we're not as involved with the politics that, well, I don't mean politics. I mean like office politics.
Right.
Like, what happened.
Right.
Happened. And so I wasn't sure. Like all I knew was that she had originally – I knew she did her own show.
Right.
I knew that.
Right.
And then I knew that when she left Adams, when she stopped working with Adam, that she still did her show and had the – lackeys, as you guys call them, go do her show. And then I knew that something had gone sideways.
Right.
And they weren't allowed to go on anymore.
Right.
But I also knew that like Bald Bryan goes on her show. Like I did know that she has people on, but I didn't know if like they were like I was just not sure what the politics were.
Sure.
But it seems
that shows you that with there's some politics that go on in our conversations because we don't really talk about anything that really goes on around here. We just come in, do our show, and leave.
Right.
And I'm out of the – I mean, back then I was in the loop. But like now, we don't really – there's not a lot to talk about. But
right.
Yeah. But so she asked all the good questions. And
yeah, I mean, listen, we talked about it's no secret that like some people that are Adam fans assume – that we're going to have a anti-cancel cult, that we're going to spend our time talking about things that we would obviously don't.
Right.
I think some people are like, what? Why are they so woke? Or why are they so like – well, we just don't talk about politics on our show.
Exactly.
So it doesn't really come up. But I do think that on the internet –
they make it seem right.
Yeah.
You mean – is that what you're talking about?
Well, we talked about the fact that there was like that some people are like vehemently opposed to me and assume that we talk about politics, which we don't.
Right.
And that's the thing.
That's they stirring the pot. And
it's
that's
like none of these people are people that actually listen to our show.
Exactly.
Because if they did, they would know that we talk about stupid shit for an hour an episode.
Exactly. Like our teeth falling out and our UTIs.
Like Macy's trying to get you to open up a card every time we go. Like that's the stuff that we spend an entire episode on.
Yes, we do.
Like roosters in the background of Blue Shield.
Right.
It's like... We're not talking about politics because nobody wants to hear it.
Exactly. I agree. The thing is the online. It's the online vultures, and they create this their narrative where they think they know. Do they just think they know? They're like, oh well, Stephanie, is this way or that, and. It drove me nuts in the very beginning. I mean, like, just because Adam jokes about me, they're like, there's people to this day, they're like, she's a gold digger. She married him for his money and this and that. Oh, she shouldn't do shit. The Olga raises the kids and come on, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, in the beginning, I wanted to fucking punch every single person out. I remember we did our live Facebook page like 2 years ago, and I had one douchebag that kept talking about it. And I go, okay, call into our live show and let's talk. I want to hear your side of the story. And I had him on. And then at the end, he loved me. And he was like, I'm really sorry. I didn't know. I just assumed. I was like, yeah, you assume because you take tidbits of here and there, Adam joking or whatever, and you blow it up in your dumb brain and you think it's this way. And then you go online and then other idiots like you think it's that way. And then it feeds and it feeds and it feeds. Anyway, I will say Allison was a really good, like, I think she was a great news girl. She did a great job as her job. I think she was great. I don't know, like, the thing between her and Adam, she had her issues. He had his issues, I guess. And I can't speak to really what we've talked about it before, but I do know that she is good at her job and she deserves a good show. And from what I hear and what I understand, she's got a couple great podcasts, which she should. And I think it was a blessing in disguise. And I hope she looks at it like that, because I do think it opened her up. It forced her to open up other doors that maybe she wouldn't have done. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not just trying to.
I think so too. I told her that and she agreed. I was like, if you think about it, it forced you to like really focus on your own podcast, and now you have a huge podcast.
Yeah. Totally.
She should be
Doesn't
so
she have
proud
a
of
couple
herself. Yeah, she also does one with Greg Fitzsimmons,
right.
our boy Greg.
Yeah.
Called Childish.
Right. And they talk about
kids, like having kids.
That's awesome.
I mean, I told her, I was like, can you stop doing that? Because, Lynette and I, our podcast is about kids. So that's pretty much stepping on our topics.
Right.
I don't think there should be more than one parenting podcast.
Yeah.
And she was like, wow, that's really interesting that you would confront me on my own show about that.
Right.
But she said she'd take it under consideration.
Okay, good. Maybe I should send her an email about it.
Let her just a cease and desist, like a gently worded from Mark Garagos. Maybe?
Okay, that's a good idea. All right.
Have him send it so it's not so
right.
Just,
right.
Like Mark Garagos.
Yeah.
Like, listen,
we're all
no
friends.
More episodes. Just of the childish one. Continue on with your Allison Rosen as your new best friend. That's fine. The girls don't. Stephanie and Lynette have no problem with that one.
Right.
But
about the kids.
Kibosh on the other one.
Right. But what's funny though? How often do we talk about kids?
I was gonna say she'd probably be like, somebody needs to talk about their kids.
Exactly. I mean, do they? They talk about actual raising. I
haven't heard that one.
Yeah.
Have you heard it, Kaylin? Oh, Kaylin's on the phone. Okay. Are we interrupting? Sorry, Kaylin. Sorry.
Go back to talking. Go back to placing your bets on March Madness.
Don't want to interrupt.
Just my mom calling from England wanting to talk to her son. That's okay. I just hung up on her.
Oh, now I feel bad. Talk about a parenting podcast. His mom calls to say hi. We forced her name.
We're like, look, asshole. Get off the phone.
Hazing him. Sorry.
Tell your mom we said to fuck off.
That's what
We're
I told
busy.
her. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Speaking of of feeling taken care of.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Brooklinen.
I love me some Brooklinen, by the way. And you know what? We talk about how great their sheets are. We talk about how great their towels are. But let's talk about how great their comforters are. They have those beautiful comforters that are lightweight all season, ultra warm to suit every type of sleeper and lifestyle. There's even a weighted comforter. Oh my God, for stress relief. That's awesome. And there's no middlemen. There's no markup. None of that.
And they offer a variety of materials, including an eco-friendly recycled down alternative, which I got because I am so sensitive to down anything that can give me sinus issues. So I went with that option.
That's
and
nice.
I love it. It feels like down.
Yes.
It's super cozy.
Yes. They're awesome. I'm telling you. Awesome stuff. They're comforters. Why go to the store and pay a ton of money when you can get it at Brooklinen?
Yeah, and treat yourself to ultimate comfort with Brooklinen's Comforter Collection. Go to brooklinen.com. Use the promo code FCOL. Get $25 off with a minimum purchase of $100. That's Brooklinen, BROOKLINEN.com. Enter promo code FCOL. $25 off with a minimum purchase of $100. That's brooklinen.com. Promo code FCOL.
Do it.
Also, I want to talk about Madison Reed.
Yeah.
And this is true story.
Yeah.
I recently I did Madison Reed.
Mm-hmm.
And I went and had lunch with somebody who I've only met online, my friend Madeline.
Mm-hmm.
And after our lunch, she sent me an email and she was like, do you color your hair? Because your hair looks fantastic. I am not lying about this. And I was like, yes. She goes, and if so, what do you do? And I said, Madison Reed.
Wow.
She goes what color do you use? Because I'm going to use it. And I said, I went on the Madison Reed website, madison-reed.com, and I took the color quiz for what color my hair is naturally, what color I like it to be, and I used the color they sent me.
I'm telling you, your hair, I noticed it.
It's shiny.
It is.
It's dark like I like it, but it's very natural looking. It has dimension.
Yes. And I use it too. I love it. It's great. So I don't have to worry about getting my gray touch-ups every 4 or 6 weeks. I could do it myself.
Yeah. And the thing about Madison Reed is the colors are crafted by actual colorists who blend light, dark, cool, warm tones. So they create a shade that doesn't look like the drugstore kind that's
flat.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So find your perfect shade at madison-reed.com. And our listeners get 10% off plus free shipping on their first color kit with code FCOL. That's code FCOL. So for crying out loud listeners, you're going to get 10% off plus free shipping on your first color kit with code FCOL.
Nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So are you just going to ask me that?
What?
I don't know. What else is...
So how was your week?
Let's see. My week was good. Well, it started off with the vaccine situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ended up going out to dinner with the kids, which was fun. Like, we haven't sat down with the two of them in a long time. And they're getting along really well.
Oh, really?
Sunny and Natalia, yeah. And I've talked to them individually, and they both want to have a better relationship. They both have said this to me and Brittany, and that they both want to have a closer relationship. And so I can see when it's starting to go, like the buttons start to get pushed, I can see how they can – I watched it, how they – instead of continuing down that path, one of them diverted and went into a different lane. And instead of – because that's what they do is they push each other's buttons, like – yeah, Natalia's got her friends over again. She's afraid of COVID, but yet she's got friends over all the time, blah, blah, blah. That's the shit that pisses her off. And then it turns into, well, you don't have any friends. At least I have friends. You're a loner. You're a loser. Then it goes into that. Doesn't really seem to bother Sunny. What bothers Sunny is the fact that she gets so upset. The fact that the things that bother Sunny about Natalia is, and I can't blame him, is that she's very loud and aggressive and usually gets her way because she runs over a lot of people, including Olga, who's hard to run over. So it's not just me and Adam, or not just the two pussies in the household. She'll back. Can we go? Can we go? Can we go? Can we go? Can we do this? Can we do that? And or she'll come. The thing that pisses him off is that she'll come in. She'll a little debate will start up between the two of them. She gets louder than him and then walks out. And then he gets so irritated and teary-eyed to the point where his face is bright red. Is why is it that she gets to come in, say her position on things, and then talk over me and then scream because she's louder than me and then walk out of the room going, I'm going back in my bedroom, and I don't get to finish the conversation. I don't get to say my side of things.
Right.
Which drives him insane. And why is that okay with you and Dad? Why do you guys let her get away with that? That's what really pisses him off. So that was, I would say, about 9 months ago, and things have gotten much better. I'm trying, I've gotten better with her. I've had better conversations, more honest conversations. She's getting more aware of how she is, and to the point where her friends tease her about it, oh, God, well, if Natalia says so, then we got to, there's that. And she's like, I'm telling you, they're just joking. I'm telling you, I go, there's they're joking to your mom.
Truth to any humor.
Of course. But they're still your friends. They've been your friends since second grade, so obviously they like something about you, which is great. Just kidding. I don't know what it is, but no, I'm kidding. But so she is aware of it, and she's working with Brittany a lot about it, and just the way the way she reacts to things. She's very quick to react, and she's very quick to push your buttons. And I don't even know if she knows she's doing it, because there's a lot of times where she'll say to me, but you got mad over what? I didn't do anything. And I'd say, but Natalia, that you raised your voice, or you, and she, maybe she was, I don't know. She really, there's some times where she just wasn't aware of what she was doing. So she's becoming very mature. And
that's so good.
Yeah. And her and Adam are working together, which is nice. And they're getting along, which is nice. And they're doing things together. And that's going good too.
Wow.
Yeah.
So she's more open?
She's more open, because he's getting better because he's not going, you want to go to this restaurant that I like and you want to order tomatoes even though I know you don't like them and I'm going to make you try. Like, he did that one time.
Right.
So now he's like, what do you want to do? What do you want to do on Saturday? It's open. I'm open, whatever you want to do, which is usually like me and Annie want to go down to the beach. Sure, because he likes to go to the beach. It's works. Those two are good that way. But so that's getting good too. So that's positive. Therapy is very, very helpful for our family. Definitely.
That's so good.
Yeah, highly recommend it.
It's interesting to me just because I have some similar arguments with John where I think I'm the Natalia. Mm-hmm. Because he thinks I steamroll him, and he also thinks that I'm. We had an argument where he told me that I have a high irritability, but which of course made me really irritable.
Of course, like we talk about. Why are you being so bitchy?
Yeah, God, all right.
But now I'm bitchy.
Right. But then, of course, I was like, oh, so you're saying like I'm an irritable person because that's not true. Like I was in a great mood. Like that I got really defensive. And he's like, no, I'm just saying that you're quick to get irritable, which is true because
I don't see it, but I'm not married to you with kids.
Well, I think that, when you're in a house together, home all the time, certain things bug me. And I also think that sometimes he does things because he thinks it's funny that I get irritated about things that I'm actually irritated. That he's like, he does this thing that makes me so mad where he goes, and he knows I hate this, so I'm not telling tales out of school that he's going to get mad at me for. But he does this thing where I think, purposely sort of annoys me. And then when I get annoyed, he goes, easy.
That's what Sonny does to Natalia.
And I get so mad. I'm like, don't tell me. And he'll do it in what he thinks he's being cute. He goes, easy greasy or whatever. And I'm like, don't do the easy greasy thing. Don't do that. And then, of course, that makes him do it more. Whoa, why the reaction? It's like, because you're doing a thing that I've told you a lot of times I don't like.
Right.
Right. So why keep doing it when you know you're going to get this response from me?
Right. Totally. I know. Like that's what so you're Natalia and he's Sonny.
So I'm the Natalia. Yes, and he's the Sonny.
Because he knows what.
But I think he sometimes pushes my buttons and knows he's doing it. And I think he does it because he wants a little attention.
Right.
And it's like a kid where negative attention is still attention.
Right.
So if he irritates me or bugs me, then he knows I'm going to get mad and then.
Yeah. He wants to well, he's bored too. Look at it from his side.
I know.
He's sitting in the house all day too, and he wants some, he probably wants to mix it up a little bit. I get it.
So do you want to hear about an actual fight we got into?
Yes, but first of all, did you really know that you're married to John Taylor of Duran Duran? We're talking about.
This is on my wiki page.
Yes, we are talking about John Taylor of Duran Duran when we're talking about your husband.
Right. I feel like I should be more famous for being married to a very successful rocker.
How's Simon Le Bon doing these days?
He's a kind of. Not who you'd think he would be.
Right.
He's kind of a normal guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, good. How was dinner with Roger, the drummer?
Good, but he's, I don't even know where I'm going with this. Yeah. It's hard to get him out of the house.
Right. That's crazy. It's on your Wikipedia.
Playing his drums.
Yeah, I just double checked it. It is definitely on your Wikipedia.
Can you believe that?
Somebody had to have done that as a joke.
It's stuck.
It's there.
I guess nobody double checks these things. Don't you have to submit sources?
No, because I think for a long time on Adam's page it said that he grew up in Philadelphia. When he talks about North Hollywood, every day, every second he gets grew up in Philadelphia. Yeah,
that's so funny.
Yeah, it's weird.
So
internet is weird, by the way. Then there's another site that said my mother was a dressmaker. Who the hell knew that? I barely have ever. Adam certainly doesn't know that.
I didn't know that.
You didn't. How did anybody know that my mother? She did. She made dresses. She sewed. I mean, Adam might have said once, Lynette doesn't sew. Her mother was a seamstress. Maybe that's what it was. But barely. Like, that's weird, right? Internet's weird. Anyway.
She was a self-defense
She was. But when she came over on the boat before she got, like, aggressive and came into her own when she was, like, a teenager, she made dresses, yeah.
I'm trying to picture her making dresses, and when she finishes the dress, going, woo,
woo! Lynette, come put the dress on. I want to see how it looks. It needs to be a little shorter. Let's just show your leg a little bit more. I have her dresses still.
You do?
Yeah, they're cute. They look like Jackie Kennedy, like, dress type.
Ooh,
yeah.
like the A-line?
Yeah,
dresses?
like A-line and that material and the jacket that
the
goes
polyester-ish, like flimsy.
Yeah, like it looks like it would be like a Chanel material, but it's not. It's like fuzzy kind of.
Yes.
And it's blue, and then it has like a jacket that buttons up. It's really cute. I mean, I would have to get it tailored to fit me, but and it's also, where am I going dressed like Jackie O? There's a couple other of them that look like kind of like, you know, Halloween-y kind of, or, you know, like.
Right.
But still cute, you know. Anyway, sorry. I stepped on the story. But
no, it's fine.
Yeah.
Hey, anytime you can interject with a story, I'm all
I
for it.
And how come I don't have a Wikipedia page? I have to write books? What do I got to do?
I don't even know if my books are on. I literally don't know if my Wikipedia page says anything about me writing books. It's really weird. Does it, Kaylin?
It does, not kind of in your blurb, but it has your published works in a separate section.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay.
How about our published works for crying out loud? Any of that?
I don't see any of that.
See?
I should probably add that. I should add for crying out loud.
Yeah,
go. Page.
Yeah.
Yes, add it. Do you know how? How do you add stuff to someone's wiki page?
Well, I'll probably need to create an account, and then I think you just write it. And isn't the whole thing about Wikipedia? It's all user
people
submitted
can add
information, so you can just add things to whatever Wikipedia page.
Right. Well, I know what I'm going to be doing this afternoon. Just kidding.
Yeah.
No, and you got to donate too, because sometimes you go to the page and it's like, hey, man, we've been doing this for years now. You want to throw a brother a bone or something?
I donated. $5?
Yeah.
How's that going to hurt you?
Yeah. And then I donated, and then it's like, again, like, $5? That's not enough. Come on, cough it up. Like,
oh my God, that was the thing about donating to anything political when during the presidential campaign. It was like, oh my God, you guys are bleeding me dry because they're always like, oh my God, we just need $5 more. If we just had $5 more, we could totally win this thing. Don't you understand? And I'd be like, okay, well, I give you $20.
Right.
And then will you calm down? And then you give them $20. And they were like, oh my God, thank you for the $20. Could you just give us $40?
We're almost there. We're almost at the finish line.
And then it would be like the day of the election. And they're like, listen,
we're
so close. It's like, dude,
I know.
My $5 is not going to help you on election day. Simmer down.
Right.
Either you got it or you don't at this point.
My stomach hurts. Oh, my God.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, it's 2 p.m. A lot of people voted already. How are you going to distribute my $5? How are you going to make that work for you on election day? People have already made a decision.
Totally.
What, are you going to come up with an ad this morning?
It's 2 p.m.
And still get it on some podcasts? Listen, I already recorded today. I don't know what to tell you.
My poor friend Jody, who's been out of work for like the whole pandemic, like she barely has 2 nickels. She's like, I gave $20 and then they came back again. I had to give another $20. I just feel like I gotta. She's like, but I can't anymore.
Yeah. Oh, and then they text you and then they start calling you and you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I have already donated. And they're like, thank you so much.
Right.
But by the way, since you're a great...
What's your pocketbook doing right?
I have an idea. Why don't you go after people who haven't donated yet?
Yeah.
How about those people?
Right. But we don't have their email address.
This dry.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean?
Totally.
Oh, my God. Well, how did we start talking about that?
Wikipedia.
Oh, Wikipedia.
But an argument that made... Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. I think this is relatable, which is why I'm taking the risk of, because John does not like me talking about him on the podcast.
Yeah.
We all know that at this point.
Yeah.
And I probably will come home to him holding the phone, and I
did?
won't know why he's mad. And then I'll be like, what's going? Because I will have forgotten about this conversation that we haven't even had yet. I've already forgotten about it. We haven't had it yet. But by the time I walk out of here, I'm going to be like, what did I say? And so in 2 weeks, he's going to be like holding the phone up, and I'm going to go, is your phone broken? Do you need a new phone? And he's going to go, wow, you just.
And now you're going to go back in your head and go.
The bus. And I'm
like
going to go
rewinding back all the way back to which show. Which show was it? Was it when I talked about him pushing my buttons? Was it that? That wasn't that bad.
Exactly. And then it's going to be like the dad bod thing, where I'm like, oh my God, thought I was paying you a compliment. Then here's the definition of dad bod. It means fat guy. No, it doesn't. That's not how I meant it. Why would I call you fat?
I know.
How'd I get hurt? I'm trying to be nice.
I know. I'm with you with the dad bod.
Wants a guy that's looks like he gets up at 5 a.m. and goes to the gym every day and doesn't miss a leg day. No thanks.
Yeah. No.
I want a fat guy. No, I'm just joking. I'm joking.
You walk right over here. A little humor.
Okay, so this is what we got to fight about. I think you're going to be on my side.
Okay.
But I am completely going to cop to what makes him mad about me. Okay, so at 1 a.m. the other day, John
oh boy,
was all excited. Okay, so John, let me just backtrack really quick. Let's just say a week ago, John told me his back hurts him all the time. We old.
Yeah, and everybody's
got a backache. Mm-hmm. I think it's our mattress. He thinks it's whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So he told me he wants to get an inversion thing. Have you heard of these things?
Yes.
Yeah,
they're great.
So my brother has one. He's had it for years, and he swears by it. And John was like, I want to get an inversion thingy. And I was like, great.
Right.
All I remember saying is like, yeah, cool. Have at it. Mm-hmm. Whatever. Mm-hmm. Okay. So now we're doing our garage conversion. We're going to have a master bedroom. And this is another slight digression, but I had put on For Crying Out Loud that I was trying to figure out. So we were either going to have to do a door from our kitchen.
Right.
So our garage we have a detached garage.
Right. Okay.
So as it is right now, there's no door from the garage into the house.
Got it.
Okay. So there was no natural way to.
Right.
So they're going to have to make a door. The only place that there is a wall crossing between the garage is our kitchen. Mm-hmm. So, and it happens to be we have a little breakfast nook area. Mm-hmm. Well, apparently the law states that you need to have a slight landing area. But so basically, because there's a step down into the garage, you cannot have just a step down with a door. I guess it's dangerous.
Yeah.
Which I understand.
Right. You need a landing.
You need a little landing,
right.
a 3-foot landing.
Yeah.
So the way they had originally told us they wanted to do it was they wanted to wall off our little breakfast nook area. Mm-hmm. So, and understand our house is not that big. It's 1,700 square feet. Mm-hmm. 3 bedrooms as it is and 2 bathrooms. So and we have a small kitchen. So the guy came over, this was a while ago, and he says, okay, so there's going to be a wall here, and then the door is going to start in your living room, and there's going to be a little path, a little hallway, 3 feet, 4 feet, and then you walk into the bedroom.
Got it.
John had a fit. Was like, wait, what? You're going to wall off the breakfast nook? Our kitchen's already small. Now it's going to be even small. Now we're going to have a tiny kitchen. And in my opinion, he kind of overreacted.
Yeah. He's right, first of all.
But
I thought they were going to have to take out the kitchen nook area. But anyway.
Okay, so he did not like that idea.
Right.
And this is a different fight we had, actually, which I meant to tell you about. Because he thought I was being disrespectful because I don't think I was, but he kind of claims that I was being like, all right, calm down. It's fine. I wasn't. I was just like, we're not doing this today. They're not starting construction. We have time. Mm-hmm. Sure, let's look at other options. Because I said, well, if we do the door from the kitchen, why can't we just do the door from the kitchen? And he said, you can, but we're going to have to build a little landing. Right. So it's going to eat up a little of the space.
Right.
So
it's that or
Or we
Wall it
cut
off.
off the breakfast nook. So we spoiler alert, we're doing the door in the kitchen. We're not walling off the breakfast nook.
Mm-hmm.
John fished his wish. We're doing it the way John wanted it. But once we'd had a fight about it and he thought I was trying to shut him down, and I was like, no, I'm not. I just didn't. I was just like, we need time to figure it out. Like,
Right.
I'm not saying either way works. Like, let's just
Think about, right.
We're not doing it today.
Right.
So our contractor gave us alternate plans for what it would look like if we did it from the kitchen. Anyway, it all worked out. John got – it's all fine.
Okay.
But now there's going to be a little landing into our bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, can we not do a full wall? Like, does it have to be walled off? Can it just be a little pony wall?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to do a little pony wall, which I think will be
That's
fine.
nice.
So you just walk into the bedroom. There's a little landing. It's only 3 feet.
Right.
It's not that long.
Right.
But so on the other side of it –
The pony wall's smart.
yeah. On the other side of it, now there's going to be, though, this little sort of space, a corner of the room.
Uh-huh.
So now it's like 2 nights ago. It's 1 a.m. And I am so tired at 1 a.m. because you and I both, I wake up early every day, hit the ground running.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the one who I get up, I walk the dog.
Yeah.
You cannot argue with this for an hour.
Right.
I feed the dog. I'm on my
That
emails.
fucking dog.
I'm,
Yeah.
getting in Twitter fights, getting in my Facebook. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm,
No, your
my
work-
days start.
Yes, totally.
Then a lot of times I teach at night. By the time it's like by 11:30, I'm like lights
totally.
out. Like I don't
yes.
talk to me. Don't ask me questions about what show I'm watching because I'm barely watching it. Like
Right.
don't ask me to give you like update you on what the Real Housewives are up to. Like,
Right.
Just leave me alone.
Yes.
No offense. John.
11:30 shut down mode. Just put me in
Right.
sleep mode.
Right. So
Literally.
So 1 o'clock in the morning, John comes in. He kind of gets like over me. He's all excited. He's pregnant with an idea, and I'm like, he's like, guess what? I have an idea, and he might argue with the level of enthusiasm, but I'm telling you, it was way too high.
It was jarring for
It was jarring for. I tried to tell him I was asleep, and he's like, "You were not asleep. You were on your
I was
phone."
gonna
And I'm
ask
like,
you.
Same difference.
Totally.
Can't you be half asleep on your phone?
Yes.
Like your brain is already checked out, but you're just like, what? I'm not commenting on stuff. I'm just reading.
I know.
I'm half asleep.
Right.
I am not consciously receptive to any ideas at this time of
Yes.
night. And you should know that if you're married to me.
Right.
No. He's like, listen. So the space, I realized something. The space that's going to be next to the landing. Now, you've already lost me at talking about the
Construction of the house.
Construction.
I'm already on your side.
Right. So he says, I know what we can do with that space. We can keep the back thing, the inverter thing, and my sit-up thing. My sit-up, he's got like a sit-up bench. Lynette, ask me if anybody has ever used that fucking sit-up bench in all the years that it sometimes lives in the middle of the living room because somebody gets the bright idea that they're going to do a sit-up on it.
Right.
One of my kids does one sit-up on it, and then it just lives
just collects,
and that's living in the
like,
living room.
It's a place to like throw your T-shirt or jacket on
Exactly.
top of. Yeah.
Exactly. Now, prior to this, we'd discussed maybe getting like a pre-core machine or some sort of exercise equipment. And John was like, all right, but listen, you got to promise me we have to both not use it to hang clothes.
Yes. Once you do that, forget it.
And in my mind, I was like, we're probably not going to get one anyway.
Right.
Because we'll have to see what the space – here's my thinking about all these. It's like, let's build the space and then let's look at it.
Yeah. That's what Adam's whole thing is.
Let's not clutter it up in our brains
build
before
it first
it's even there.
and live with it for a minute and then start to figure it out.
Okay, so that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So John says we can keep the inverter table and the sit-up thing. And in John's defense, I immediately was annoyed. And like in my mind, and don't ask me how I got from point A to point B, I thought he was like talking about making a little area for the exercise equipment in there. And I was immediately like, oh my God, we can't have any, like our house is so cluttered. We live like hoarders as it is. Like we can't have people over because we have so much clutter. Like I'm always trying to declutter.
Yeah.
And I feel like he's always adding things.
Yeah.
Like let's get this other piece of equipment. Like there's so many things that could really just go to Goodwill.
Right.
That in my mind, I'm like, he wants to buy more stuff.
Yeah.
Like, there's going to be a space for more stuff.
Right.
And I immediately was like, no, I think, and he says that I said, you're not buying any more exercise equipment.
Mm-hmm.
So then he got mad immediately and was like, I am buying the inverter table, and it's not exercise equipment. It's for my back, and it's only like $150. To which I got mad because I was like, who cares how much it is? I'm not even talking about that. And I never said you can't have
Right.
We already had this conversation like a week ago.
Right.
I never said you couldn't have an inverter table. Well, he got really stuck on me saying you can't buy any more exercise equipment.
Right.
In my mind, what I was saying is like, we're not turning that corner of the room into like an exercise area. Like, let's just build it first before we start talking about all the stuff we're going to put there.
Right.
So it was a miscommunication, right?
Yeah.
So he got mad. So then, again, it's 1 a.m.
Right.
Now he's extra quiet, which would be fine.
All right.
Except that, like, now I'm like, you can feel that he's mad.
Right.
So I'm like, a little bit of time goes by, and then I go, are you mad? Well, yeah. I mean, you shouldn't have told me that, like, and now he's going to be mad because I'm doing his voice like this, like a little huffy boy. But he was like, yeah, it was really rude, like, that you said I can't buy. Like, I wouldn't say that to you. And so now I'm kind of mad. So I'm like, I didn't say you can't buy it. He goes, yes, you did. You literally said you are not buying any more exercise equipment. I was like, well, what I meant was, we're not getting more exercise equipment in there. We don't use what we already have.
Right.
Nobody's doing sit-ups on the sit-up thing.
Right.
Like,
to which he says, this is not exercise. This is for my back.
Right. So now we're sort of like,
it's a little.
It is so semantics and such a just sort of fight. So
definitely
like
miscommunication.
So the next day we start talking about it.
And bad timing.
And and that's what I tried to explain. He was like, you're so quick to get annoyed. And I was like, but you shouldn't be coming to me with like, I said, but you are like sleeping in and then raring to go at 1 a.m, like chock full of ideas that you would like to discuss.
And he sleeps in because he has bad insomnia and he's.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, but then he's more awake at night.
Right.
And I'm not.
Right.
So I'm like, well, but then I do have to cop to the fact that, there are certain, when you've been married a long time, there are just certain, you have your own thing in your head. Like in my head,
totally,
I'm annoyed because our house is really cluttered and I would like to get rid of stuff and he is resistant. Like he's like Steve Martin in The Jerk, you know? I'm like, let's just get rid of a bunch of these books. Who needs books? He's like, well, all I need is this book on World War II. And this book about swamps in the 1970s. Why do you need a book on swamps in the 70s? And that's all I need. I just need those 2 books. Oh, and this series of books and these old DVDs of Band of Brothers.
But John, that's all I need.
But John, you could just watch that on. You don't need the hard copy of the Band of Brothers DVDs.
Oh yeah, nobody should have a DVD collection anymore.
Oh, we have it.
Yeah,
we have it, Lynette.
No.
We have so many CDs. We have drawers full of CDs.
Yeah, we have that.
We have Apple Music.
Yeah,
ain't nobody got time or space for drawers full of CDs. But he.
It's nostalgic and
he's nostalgic and sentimental, and I am not.
Right.
So I am like, get rid of it.
Yeah.
And we have
you and Adam are the same in that department, sister. And I'm more like, but it's a live version of Bruce Springsteen, 1974. Like you can go and get it on Apple. It's done. Like, but. And he's like, when's the last time you picked that thing up? Or when's the last time you blah, blah, blah. And who's ever going to touch it again? But
I'm like that with the kids' clothes, too.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you don't wear it, get rid of it. The stuff is coming out of your drawers.
Totally.
You're constantly throwing your shit back in the hamper.
Yeah.
Now I have to wash stuff that's not dirty because you just have so much stuff you can't keep track of whether you wore it or not.
Right. Natalia. Yeah. No, here's the thing, though, I have to say, to backtrack for a second.
Yeah.
To be fair, though, on your side, he hit you with a double whammy, because if that was me at 1 o'clock in the morning, I hear the construction, then I hear adding another exercise equipment. That's a double whammy. I don't know what would have flown out of my mouth. Your thing sounded pretty tame. I would have been like, what the fuck? Like, I would have, I don't know, but it would have, I mean, it was pretty tame. You guys it was a little bit of a miscommunication. And I
think I'm too nice to John.
That's what my point is.
Come on. Problem. He's spoiled by my amazing personality and genuine, easygoing nature.
Right. So when you have an off time.
Yeah, then it's very jarring.
Yeah, exactly. That's what happened.
The answer is I need to have more edge.
You need to get tougher. Mm-hmm. You need to be a little more bitchier. So he gets used to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that when I'm nice, he's like, oh my God, bitchy should just be the baseline.
Right.
Right. So that when I'm extra bitchy, he doesn't even notice. It's just like, oh, that's just her.
That's just Stephanie. Wendy and I would say that all the time. Like, how come we never catch a break with our husband? How come our husbands never just go, oh, it's just Lynette being Lynette. Just let her have her. It's just like, nobody ever says that. Like, and Wendy too.
I think John thinks he does. But you know what? Here, let's do an ad. And I'm going to tell you what he called a gotcha moment for him.
Okay.
You want to do it?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, do you own or rent your home?
Yes, I do.
Oh, I know. And I bet it's hard work. I know you own your home, Stephanie, building out your home. But you know what else? You know what's easy is bundling policies with Geico. Geico makes it easy to bundle your homeowners or renters insurance along with your auto policy. And that's a good thing, too, because you already have so much to do around your cluttered home. Go to geico.com, get a quote, and see how much you could save. It's Geico easy. Visit geico.com today. That's geico.com.
Yeah, so
gotcha moment.
Yeah, so John said that I am irritable or quick to get and that I never own it or acknowledge that I'm being irritable. And I was like, well, sorry, buddy. But just like 2 days ago, because it was like one night that he was talking to me.
Mm-hmm. How dare he?
Yeah. And I had a day. I had recorded like a bunch, and it wasn't last Monday. So it was another day that I had recorded. I think maybe it was Friday. I had recorded episodes. I'd recorded a bunch of episodes of the podcast, and I'd done I taught. Like, it had just been a night of stimulation.
Yeah.
And I was like, and then also with the kids home, they love a lot of interaction. Mm-hmm. And I feel that they always want something. Like, I know. When they come in the room, it's not just to be like, hey, how's it going? It's like something they're angling for. Like, I'm hungry. Can we go get something to eat? Can I, and I know I want to give them attention. Anyway, the point is I was feeling like overstimulated.
Right.
And then John was like trying to talk to me and trying to joke around with me. And it's like a loose tooth with him.
Yeah.
If I'm in a bad mood, then he's going to try to talk to me more and get me out of it, which has the opposite effect.
Right.
So I thought I was being kind of bitchy. I was being very like, please stop talking to me, everybody. And I'd yelled at Sadie and Xander for not bussing, for leaving dirty dishes. And I was like, and I had called Sadie into her bedroom because I looked under her bed and there were literal dishes under her bed. I found wrappers, and I had just told her, go in your bedroom, because she'd eaten in her room, and I was about to wash her sheets. She'd eaten Taco Bell in her room, and there was a freaking wrap. I had told her, go in your room and make sure there's no wrappers.
Right.
Before I come in, I was going to vacuum and change her sheets. So she said she did.
We're living parallel
And then
lives.
I went in there, and I was like, I was so mad. I was like, what the fuck? There were wrappers everywhere. I was like, I was like, Sadie, come in here. She was in Albie's room. I go, get in here. She comes in all scared. Not really, because it's me.
Yeah.
What am I going to do?
Yeah.
I'm not going to follow through with a punishment.
Exactly.
I don't know why
same, me and you. We're the same. It's the same thing.
Yeah. So she comes in, and I'm like, What is this? There's there's a literal dish, a bowl that has still food in it under your bed. I'm like, and she's like, I said, I just told you to go in and make sure there's no wrappers. I go, and then you lied and said you did. And she's like, I thought you meant Taco Bell wrappers. I'm like,
yeah, they always have an angle.
I didn't specify.
You didn't say under the bed. You just said get them out. You're not going to vacuum under the bed.
Yeah, so I was so mad, and I was like, take any dishes. I have half a mind to not let you eat in your room anymore.
Right.
But I mean half a mind, not a whole mind.
Right. I have to watch what I say too, because then it's like, really, do I want to really have that turnaround bite
me?
Do
I want to police?
Right.
Do I want to constantly go, you're not allowed to eat in your room?
Right.
And then plus then they're going to want to eat in my room or the living room.
Exactly.
Or the kitchen. A lot of places I don't want them around. No offense, guys, but I value my alone time. So take that meal to your bedroom.
Right.
Yeah. But just make sure you bring the dishes to the sink.
Yes.
So I had already had a rare flare up of temper about, please, I just ask you to not just treat your bedroom like it's a trash dump.
Right.
Do not throw wrappers on the floor. It's gross.
Yeah.
So I'd had that. Now I'm in my room. Kids are coming in, forgetting that I just yelled at them.
Right.
Because they don't take me seriously.
Right.
Hey, Mom.
Yeah.
Remember I was mad at you a few minutes ago.
Right.
No part of you is scared that I'm still mad? How come you're not scared of me?
I know, right? Exactly. Now, hey, Mom, but hear me. The worst is, don't say no just yet. Just hear me out. Those, then the answer is definitely no.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And by no, you mean yes.
Right. I know, exactly. And they know that.
Then the answer is definitely no. All right.
All right. But only around the block and around by the school, and then we're coming back, and that's that. Not going all the way to the Rose Bowl. It's always a fucking, can we go on a drive?
Right.
Right when I'm about to get in bed, too, which is
Right. And then they're like, you don't have to put on a bra or anything.
That's the
We're
other
not
thing.
Going any,
all you do is just sit. Just sit in the car. You don't exactly. You don't have to put on a bra. You don't have to get dressed. Just put your slippers on.
Put
let's
your
go.
hoodie on and let's go.
Yeah.
All
right.
I'm always I know I should do more stuff with the kids. Okay.
Uh-huh.
My initial reaction is always
Uh-huh.
So let me just to wrap up. I felt like John was then trying to joke with me, and I know that I was in a bad mood, and I was just not having any of anybody.
Right.
And I was like, I
Asshole.
just want to watch something or listen to a podcast. Well, the next day, I said to John, I don't know, I had a moment of I was like, I'm sorry if I was in a bad mood last night. I was kind of genuinely feeling I yelled at the kids, and then I was not wanting to talk to anybody. And I said, I was being kind of bitchy last night. It had been a day. And, and he was like, I didn't even notice. So then when we're having the fight that I told you about, he's like, how come you're irritable? You can be really irritable. And you never own it. You never own that you're irritable. And I was like, oh, really, bitch? Sorry. But just yesterday, I told you, hey, sorry if I was in a bad mood yesterday. I was like, do you remember that? I thought it would be case closed.
Yeah.
I win the marriage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not so much. He was like, all right.
Yeah, but still. That's when that has to come in. Right? Yeah, but still has to come in.
Yeah, I got a yeah, but still.
Yeah.
So I was so proud of myself.
If I had the bell in here, I'd ding it.
I know. I was like, if Dr. Phil was here, I feel like he'd be on my side.
Yeah, so you won the marriage.
I think I won the marriage, but then it starts over the next day.
Woo! Yeah,
right,
you'll
Kaylin?
see, Kaylin. Thank you. There it is.
Kaylin, do you get in fights with Amy at all?
No, not really.
Oh, fuck
okay.
off.
Anyway, let's see. I love Kaylin.
All right, listen. We have some Patreon people
Yes.
to appreciate. and give them their business shout out. Now, we have a new one for this month of April, and it's a friend of mine. Her name's Robin Reiser, and she bought a shout out for her husband, who has. I think this would be really cool for our listeners. He has a photography camp. Yes.
What?
Yes. And she is super proud of her husband, and I guess he's been doing this for a while. It's called atwaterphotocamp.com. So it's Atwater, which is like near Glendale.
Oh, at the city Atwater?
Yeah, atwaterphotocamp.com. And he does in-person and virtual camps.
Wow.
Yeah, they're 5-day camps. They're photo adventure camps that inspire kids to explore the world in a deeper way through games, activities designed to challenge your perspective.
I'm writing this down.
Yeah. And in 2020, the Atwater Photo Camp, they expanded from LA to 28 states in Canada.
Wow.
And this year they're going to have campers joining from South America, Europe. So the reason to do the virtual, if you want, is because, you can meet kids from like all over the world. But the reason to do the in-person is if you live near there, what a great way to like have something to do in person for a week. Yeah.
Which I do.
And if you use the code FCOL, he's going to give 15% off.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Who did that? Thank you.
My friend Robin Reiser's husband.
You. Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, yeah, nice. Atwater, ATWATER, photocamp, .com.
Okay.
So check that out. Okay.
That's awesome.
Liz Elsasser, speaking of camps, well, it's not a camp, but her son Zach does the drum lessons.
Yes. Look at our listeners.
Within our listenership,
go-getters.
Get your kids busy.
Yes.
Yeah. He's a drum teacher. The website is Zachary Elsasser, ZachArylSasser.com. Check it out. He does them virtually. I'm sure if you live in LA, he will
see you in person.
Where does
as well.
he live? I think he lives in LA. I don't know. Check it out.
But virtually, you could totally do it over. That's
absolutely,
awesome.
Absolutely. All levels of drummers. Michaela Brennan is
fighting the good fight, getting the good word out.
Yes, I love these. I love these charity shout-outs.
Me too.
LGBTbar.org, helping with all LGBTQ issues, fighting against the panic defense. Not to make this show even longer than it is, but I was listening to some podcast where they were talking about the Jenny Jones episode.
Yeah.
That was
the guy killed the other guy.
Where the gay who has a crush on somebody and and the gay guy killed the gay guy who the guy killed a guy went on the show and said he had a crush on somebody.
Secret.
And then that somebody was like, if it's a guy, I don't want to come on the show. And they're like, we can't say. Come on the show. And then it was a guy, and then he was friends with them. And then he killed the guy afterwards.
The gay guy. He killed the gay guy because he was embarrassed.
Yes. And they used the gay panic defense.
Right.
So something we're fighting against. Also, Letty Molina has that CBD.
She's going to chill the fuck out of your dog. I love giving this stuff to my kids, too.
Yes.
To Phil.
Go to hempworks, HEMPWORX.com/LMolina. Sarah Dean hosts the Shameless Mom Academy. We love her show.
Yes.
We love Sarah Dean. She is bringing moms together and helping, get you feeling like yourself again after you have kids. Kate Marengo is going to help you pimp out your house.
God, I need her.
Interior Chicago. Find out more. Kate at interiorchicago.com, how she can help you. And let's do one more. Sylvia Berlin is with Berlin Team Homes with RE/MAX Coastal Homes. They serve the OC. Sylvia, SILVIA at berlinteamhomes.com. CADRE019886001. Yeah.
Nice. Thanks, our listeners.
Yeah, thank
we
you
love
guys.
you guys.
We love you guys. You're a parent now.
Don't F it up.